What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we have the ZX6R back on the table again for a very special reason. This bike is obviously not new to the channel. We picked this up completely destroyed, we completely rebuilt it. As you can see, runs, rides, everything is perfect, but we're gonna change it up one more time. I definitely gave you guys a hint in the first video that was posted on the ZX6R, the part 1 of the rebuild. I also gave you guys another hint by leaving this wheel decal on the bike. The steel braided lines, obviously overkill for a street bike. And don't get me started on the Brembo. So this has been a plan in the works for a very long time. And I'm glad in today's video, we're gonna finally get it done. Now the content of this box is gonna go ahead and transform this bike one more time. And it's even gonna be better than the first transformation. Are you ready? Whoa, we have a little message from ABS Fairings. I can't wait to look at this. Thanks, son. I'm not new to painting, so I can appreciate a good paint job, and the paint job on this tank cover, next level. Just take a look at this. Take a look at this. Wow. But enough talking, let's get everything out of here. Beauty. Wow. I gotta tell you guys, the quality of these fairings are just out of this world. First, they're not ABS plastic, they're fiberglass fairings. As you can see, these are race fairings, not ABS, fiberglass fairings. And you can see the lower fairing over here. Solid piece. Beautiful paint job. I have no words. I could not be happier. There is not one concern in any of these parts. They're all flawless. The packaging was done meticulously. Everything was protected. The edges were all covered. Everything you could ask for spending this kind of money on a fairing kit. The big job right now is to get all of this beauty on that beauty. Let's get to work. Well, this is a familiar sight. Guys, as you can see, we have the bike fully stripped down. The entire fairing kit is now off the motorcycle, except the front fender, but that's easy. And now comes the fun part. So with race fairings, unlike street fairings, they do not come pre-drilled. So you have to line it up yourself, drill those holes, and mount the fairing kit. A little bit of work, but in the end, it pays for itself. This one is slightly better because it does have some kind of indentation on the areas where you should be drilling it. So that's definitely gonna help, but that's not on all the part. For example, on the front nose, the area that's supposed to mount on this ram air intake is not indented, or there is no markings for it. So we're gonna have to figure that out. Now the bike is completely stripped. Let's start throwing on the new fairing. We're gonna start with the front nose. Alright, so I've scribed it underneath. I'm gonna go ahead and drill those holes. Alright guys, right now as you can see we have the front nose installed. We're gonna go ahead and install the front bumper and work our way backwards. And now with the front fender installed, the next part we're going to be figuring out is going to be the rectifier or regulator that sits over here. Obviously on the race fairings there's no spot to mount those. I have the OEM fairings over here. If you do recall, in previous video we fabricated this bracket to be able to mount that regulator or rectifier. Now we're going to have to do the same thing to have it fitted on this bike. Now in here, I'm just looking for possible locations to mount the rectifier. Right now, the main concern is that this cable is too short to get it in there. So I'm thinking of mounting it somewhere right in here, inside the fairing kit. I believe this is going to be the best place to mount this. Right now, I'm test fitting this side panel to figure out a possible mounting location for the rectifier. And now we have the holes drilled, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this side fairing piece. Alright guys, just a quick info on what I've done over here. As you can see, I've mounted the rectifier. Only one mounting hardware currently in there and it's looking good. The rectifier is not directly on the fairing and I'm going to show you exactly how I was able to achieve that. So instead of using the stock hardware for the rectifier, I chose to use a longer one, and when I fitted this longer one into the rectifier, I used the spacer to make sure that the rectifier does not touch the fairing, and then I used a nut on the other side. That way it's nice and solid. Just like so. As you can see, the hardware is loosely fitted. A spacer, I'm gonna have a washer and a nut back here. Now I'm fitting on the supplied hardware. Install the fairing kit. So as you can see, I fitted the front nose and the left side fairing and it's looking really good. Lots of drilling, lots of fitment. Like I said, obviously these are not pre-drilled, so you got to make sure you check it before you drill. So it's taking a little bit longer, but we're making decent progress. Let's get back to it. And now with this side tank fairing on, as you can see, there's more drilling to be done, more alignment to make sure that this lines up smoothly or as best as possible. So let's get to some drilling. Fits like a glove. As you can see, that's looking beautiful. Making good progress on the left side. We're going to move over to the right side and repeat the same process over here. It should be a tad bit easier because we do not have to mount the rectifier. That's on the left side. So it should be plug and play pretty much. Well, almost plug and play. Alright guys, as you can see, it's starting to take shape. We only have a couple more parts to throw on this bike. Let's keep going. So a quick tip for you guys if you're going to be doing this by yourself at home. Whenever I drill a hole, I just put a bolt in there just to make sure there's no movement and I get the precise drilling at the next point. So as you can see, before I drilled over here, I put a bolt in there. If we go over to the other side, I still have bolts all across everything, just to make sure nothing moves and everything lines up pretty good. Over on the right side, we're going to remove the bolts that we put in place just to secure it. And guys, we have the lower belly fairing completely secured on the motorcycle, and I gotta tell you, it is looking good. I'm super happy about this fairing kit. Everything is going pretty good. It is gonna take some time. If you're gonna do something like this, you gotta be patient. It's taking me longer than I expected. If you guys want to cop some fairing kits, a street one, a race one, I'm gonna have a discount code for you guys in the description. Like I said, this is excellent quality. I'm super happy about it, and I'm quite certain you would be too. ABS Fairing took care of me, and I have no doubt that they would do the same for you. Custom fairings, whatever designs you want, send it to them and they can hook you up. Like I said, I'm gonna have a code in the description for you guys to save some money while you're purchasing fairings, streets or race fairings, whatever the case may be, or just parts of a fairings. You don't need a complete one. They can hook you up. If you want to save some more money, go give me a follow on Instagram, send me a message, ask for the code, and I'll provide you with a better code to save more money. On that note, let's get back to the video. Obviously, we can't forget about all the mess that we're gonna have to clean up after doing all this drilling on this bike, because it's a lot. To install the race tail on the ZX6R requires a little bit more work than I expected. We have the entire fairing kit removed, but we also have to remove the under tray or the battery tray. In addition to the kit coming with this beautiful fairing, it also has this replacement under tray that's just a piece. So I'm intrigued to see how this is gonna go on, because obviously the current one is much longer and houses a lot of components. So, like I said, in order to run the tail on this bike, we need to remove the under tray. It is quite a bit of work. I have done it in the past. I'm going to set this to a time lapse and just remove all of that. Instead of having to chop the 2019 Plus under tray that I currently have on this bike, I'm going to throw on the original one that we removed from the bike from the 09-010. It's going to work perfectly, and if I need to chop it off, I can do that without any regrets. I don't want to mess with that one. So I'm going to set this to a time lapse, get all this swapped over, and I'm going to cut you guys back on. Wow, that took a minute, I gotta tell you guys. I did not know that in order to run this, you would have to trim the under tray. Installing the older one that I removed from the bike originally is a lifesaver, but it was a lot of work having to undo everything I pretty much did. We have it done. We have the 2012 ZX6R under tray in there that goes all the way up to here. So if I need to trim it, I'm not gonna be super pissed about it. Let's just get going, guys. So now we're just gonna test fit this. And now as you can see, the fitment is looking good. Beforehand, I was not able to install this piece just because of the design of this other under tray. As you can see, it has this edges that stick out over there. It was just not possible. Trust me, I tried before having to undo all of this. But now, as you can see, fitment is good, so let's get back to it. So fitment is good. I'm gonna take this back off, pre-drill all the holes so I can just bolt it right back up when I put it on. Once again, we have the race fairing loosely fitted on the motorcycle. In order to secure this fairing, we need to drill some holes into the fairing and right into the subframe. It is the only way to secure this particular race fairing to this motorcycle. I'm not sure about all the models or all the manufacturers, but for this particular one, we gotta drill some holes right through the subframe and secure it in place. And now we have the points to drill on the subframe. Now guys, the hole is drilled. I've cleaned up all the mess. I've also chased the hole with some chuck thread chaser. It is now ready to receive that tail fairing. Okay guys, as you can see, we have completely transformed this bike. We have the race fairings completely installed. Super fun stuff. I'm very happy about it. It turned out excellent, zero complaints. I gotta show it to you guys. But first, I will not be installing the seat pad. I'm gonna be picking up a bigger one that's gonna completely fill out this area. That's the goal for now. But that's gonna be in a different video. And now I'm gonna show you guys this beauty. Perfect. And just like that, guys, that's a wrap for the ZX6R build. It has been an intense journey right from when we picked this up to its current condition. I'm certain you guys are going to agree with me that it was an epic transformation. On that note, be sure to check out the Ninja 400 build. Be sure to check out the Polaris sled build. There's going to be lots more coming to the channel. Stay tuned for that. Do not miss out. Cop some merch. Help support the channel, guys. It does really help. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.